Well, hello there, 1L, and welcome back. We're talking about mixed and improper fractions today. So our goal is I can identify and change between mixed and improper fractions. Um, this should say and change. There we go. So mixed numbers. First of all, what is a mixed number? Mixed numbers have two parts, a whole number and a fraction. That is why they are called mixed. So this is an example of a mixed number. This number out front means that we have two wholes and then 3/4. So what does that actually look like if we try to represent it? So to represent a mixed number, we need to have enough whole shapes and then a few extra pieces. So for this one in particular, it says we have two wholes, so I need two whole shapes. And then the fraction tells us how many pieces we need, 3/4. So this is all split into quarters. I need three more of them. 1, 2, 3. So this is two wholes and 3/4, or 2 3/4 shapes. Improper fractions are if we go back the other direction. An improper fraction has a numerator larger than the denominator. This means that if we represent it with shapes, there will have to be some whole shapes. So this can actually be written as an improper fraction. And what an improper fraction does is all it really does is count pieces. So I'm going to do this one and then we'll do this other example down here. If I were to write this one as an improper fraction, basically we just have to count these pieces. Now we know they're all quarters because each whole shape is split up into 4. So quarters means that our denominator is 4. And how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is 11/4. This is an improper fraction because the top is bigger than the bottom. So let's have a look. How would I represent this one? So here we have 9/4. So we want 9 of these things. It's not going to quite look like this one, but let's think about it. How many things do we need here? Well, I'm going to do this. Rather than grabbing these things, I'm going to draw boxes. So I'm going to draw a box and split it into quarters. So how many quarters do I have there? Well, there's 4. I need 9. This thing tells me I need 9 pieces. So, and this down here tells me how big my pieces are, and my pieces are in quarters. So I'm going to draw a second box and split it into quarters. Now, how many pieces does that have? Well, it has 4. So how many do I have in total? I've got 8. 8/4. Okay, I need 9, so I need one more quarter. So I'm going to draw another box and split it into quarters, but I don't need all of those quarters now, do I? I only need one more because I've got 4 here and 4 here, so I need one more. So I'm going to erase 3 of them so that what I have is my 9 pieces, or my 9/4. Now, when I drew it this way, that gives me an opportunity to write it as a mixed number, because how many wholes do I have here? I've got 2 whole shapes. So my whole number is 2. And how many quarters do I have? How many pieces? I only have 1. So that's 1/4. So that shows me how to write it as a mixed number. So let's try another one. This says from mixed to improper. We're going to do this again. Okay, this says I have 4 wholes. So, and they're all split into 8 parts. So I've got this one split into 8s. So split, 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 split. And then I've got another one, split, 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 split. Another one, split, 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 split. And another one, split, 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 split. Okay, so there's my 4 wholes, and then it says I have 5/8. So I need another one that's split. So I go split, 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 split. But I don't need the whole thing. I only need 5 of those pieces. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The ones that are left over, I don't need. So let's take my eraser, and I'm going to get rid of those ones. So there is how I represent 4, there's 4 holes, and this is 5 pieces from something that's been split into 8 parts. So there's where we get the 4 and the 5/8. Now, that gives us a way to figure out how to change it into an improper fraction, though, because these 4 holes, each of them have 8 pieces. So 8 pieces, 8 pieces, 8 pieces, and 8 pieces. Well, I can do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, or an easier way is to take my 4 holes. Each of them have 8 pieces, so that means there must be 32 pieces total in these holes. Plus, I have 5 pieces over here too. So I have to add on those 5 pieces. So in total, I have 32 plus 5 more is 37. And they're still all split. Just because I added them all up doesn't change that they were all split into 8s in the first place. So I have 37 eighths. So take a look at what we did here. We took this whole number and we multiplied it by the denominator, and then we added on the numerator. So that's what I've got written here. It says multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. So that means that this is going to be, I take the whole number, which is 5, multiply it by the denominator, which is 4, and then I add on the numerator, which is 1. Now, the other one says keep the denominator the same. So the denominator is 4, so we leave it as 4. So what this ends up being is 5 times 4 is 20. You can use a calculator if you want. Add 1 is 21. So that's 21 quarters. This one over here, we're going to follow those same things. We're going to take the whole number, so it's a 2, multiply it by the denominator, so multiply it by 8, and then we add on the old numerator, which is 3. Now remember, the reason we did that is up here when we represented it, our 2 holes all are split into, in this case, 8 parts. So that's why we do the 2 times 8, and then we got to add on the pieces that were left over that are just the partial one. And we keep the denominator the same because they've all been split into 8s. So this is 16 plus 3, or 19 eighths. Now, what do we do with these ones down here for improper fractions? Well, we're going to do what we did before. We want to see how many times the denominator goes into the numerator. So I'm going to do that by drawing them out. So I've got a piece here. We got to split it into 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll split that all into 8. So I've got 8 pieces here. I need more because I got to get to 19. So here's another 8. 8. That gives me another 8 pieces. So in total right now I have 16. And so now I get another one that I'm going to split in 8 pieces. So if I add that together, I get 24. No, I've gone too far. So I don't need this whole thing. After 16, I only need 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, I don't need 20. I just need 19. I went too far. I don't need that one either. So let's take my eraser, and I'm going to erase the ones that I don't need. We only needed 3 more. Now, that gives us, this is now our mixed number. We've got 2 wholes and 3 eighths left over. And so that's how you change it into a mixed number. So give it a shot yourself. You got some work to do.